Ji, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Again, I welcome all of you excellencies representing OIC. The reason I especially call you today because there is the level of Islamophobia has increased all over the world, and you have seen the way they have, the gulf is widening. I decided when I became the Prime Minister that I would do my best to bridge this gulf which was increasing between the Muslim world and the Western world. Under freedom of expression, it was okay to ridicule or mock our Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. And in the Islamic countries, they felt that it was a deliberate attempt to insult us, to abuse us Muslims. They did not understand the Western mindset, and the Western mind did not understand the love and affection, the reverence we have for our Holy Prophet. And so what would happen is, because we, the Muslim countries, did never make a concerted effort to try and make them understand what we feel for our Prophet. Because they do not treat religion like we treat religion. Every few years, there is some sort of comment, caricatures, some book which insults our Holy Prophet. There's a reaction in the Muslim world. The Western world then says they are very narrow-minded, they do not understand freedom of expression, they don't understand our values. And this cycle keeps going on and on. The primary target of Muslim countries getting together, the target is the Western audience and the Western heads of state. And what are we trying to tell them? We are trying to tell them two things. One, that Prophet Muhammad ﷺ is someone who lives in our hearts, and hence, and we love and respect and revere him, and under the garb of freedom of expression, any insult to him, any ridiculing him or mocking him, hence our reaction. And so the Western people and the Western governments we need to have a dialogue and explain this to them, because they don't understand. I know Western societies. I've lived there. I know how they treat religion. So they can't understand this. It needs to be spoken at all levels, and they should be made to understand. This is number one point that needs to be explained to them. It needs to be explained on all the forums like UN Human Rights, it needs European Union, they also have Human Rights Commission. It needs to be explained to them. And it needs to be explained jointly by all of us. That's when it will have an effect. Secondly, unfortunately, terrorism and Islam, radical Islam, these terms became currency. So the ordinary people in the Western countries cannot distinguish between a moderate Muslim and a radical Muslim. They can't distinguish. So all Muslims become suspect. They need to made to understand that in all human communities, there are radicals, there are liberals, and there are moderates. All human communities. So if you judge any human community by its extremes, you will vilify it. So no society should be judged by extremes. So this is what's happening, unfortunately, to us. Islam and terrorism have gone, suicide bombing and Islam have been linked together by the media and by the Western analysts. So that needs to be de-linked. Terrorism has no religion. It does not have a religion. And so unless we do that, what happens is any act of terrorism by any Muslim in the Western countries, the whole 1.3 billion Muslims are blamed for it. We have to have a concerted effort to de-link the two. It's got nothing to do with Islam. A term radical Islam should never be used, because it in itself means that there's something in the religion. Radical Muslims, liberal Muslims, yes, but not Islam. Islamists means there's something in the religion. So these are subtle terms, but what has happened is this is what causes Islamophobia. And only us, we the representative of the Muslim world, only we can do something about it. Otherwise, no one else is going to. And once we do something about it, this will then seep into the media as well. And it can only be remedied if all of us, Muslim states, have a concerted, and it's only a small, you don't have to have a big lot of material on it. You just have to address two things. The terrorism part and radicalism part in Islam, and the other is the sensitivity we feel for the Holy Prophet. Because they immediately, the moment we react, they said they are against freedom of expression, and they said they are very narrow-minded people. And they blame that on Islam. So either way, both these are the two areas which then feed into Islamophobia in the Western countries. And that's really was my reason to inviting you here today, because I thought, it has to be a conversation we must keep having, even with your diplomats. All we want is that it will promote harmony amongst humanity. Right now, it's dividing humanity. Thank you very much.